Greetings, brave adventurers! My name is FoxyBard, and we are back with the continued saga of Wolverine. Still not that one, I know. If you haven't watched the first two videos in this series, I highly recommend you go and watch those first. You can find them in the little card.i thing, it's in the corner. They'll also be in the video description. So going forward, I will be assuming that you have all seen those videos. Now that said, I'm still gonna do a comically horrible retake of what happened last time on the saga of the terrible Wolverine. Alright, so in episode 1, a whole bunch of bad stuff happened. Turns out this guy's just a power gaming jerk who wants to have everything for himself and is rude and gaslighting to all of the other players. And in part 2, we learned that he is, in fact, very, very racist. He had some bad things to say about Japanese people, and he also went on to casually defend slavery with... Oh, yeah, that's what you missed. If you haven't seen those videos, seriously, go watch them first. They'll prime you for what is about to take place. So, grab a seat around the fire as we dig into this continued shared hallucinatory tale of role-playing. So, today's story is Chapter 3 of The Druid, Wolverine, and the Third Reich. And it is by the user Xion, who I got with him, and he told me how to properly pronounce that. It's not Xion or whatever I was trying to say, it's Xion. So, now we know. There's the intro paragraph. I read it out in Chapter 1. It's a good primer for getting you into what's about to happen. Whew. It's not enough. It's not. Tale start. Chapter 3. But I was drunk. 2. The shiving. The shiving? I think it's supposed to be the shiving. I don't know, it's not a word. Yeah, let's get into it. After the trial and things had settled down, the party regrouped and headed towards Waterdeep, which is where some of the backstory of a few characters merged, and I had planned to have play out. Originally, when I had hoped to run Curse of Strahd, folding in the players' backstories into it all, but that didn't happen, as hooks that I put in place and hints towards things were not picked up on by the players. When I say players, I mean Wolverine, who had taken on a position as being the leader of the group, and when I put a plot hook in that would lead them towards being swept up into Barovia, steered the group away from it. But I also noticed that some of the party had started to waver from monster hunting, and were more interested in things going on in the city. This was counter to what I had been told at the start when the players said they did not want to be stuck in a city. So I ended up retooling the campaign while on holiday with my spouse and my family to Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Things were going okay for the most part, but it was at that point that the group had a bit of drama outside the game as well, when the cleric and his boyfriend, our Kenku rogue, broke up, and the rogue then ghosted everyone. In hindsight, I can see other reasons that he would have left, one being that each time he had attempted to speak, he was either talked over or drowned out by Wolverine or Druid. The time difference was also a factor, since they had to work long hours and were in another country. It often meant that they would come home from work and then start playing D&D before having to sleep and get ready for work again. Being a chocolatier is harder work than one might think. So is your friend Willy Wonka? Willy Wonka, the amazing chocolatier. But with our Kenku rogue, whose backstory was tied into Barovia, gone, it left some more reworking to be done and made the transition to Dragon Heist a bit easier. Still, we would send them messages and wish them well on things in an effort to start a conversation. They were a guest at my wedding, after all. The party did well with the start of Dragon Heist, but once more, the real-world holiday season was upon us all, and Wolverine was away at another office party that was also a going away party for him, leaving one job and starting another. If you have a bad feeling, then you're right. The party had tracked down a kidnapping victim to the sewers, and after finding 2 thugs, one of whom the party fought before in a bar, they held them for questioning. It was a fairly small room on the map, so only a couple of characters were in the room with them. Wolverine was not one of them, with their character down a hallway on the other side of a corner. It was during the questioning that Wolverine returned from his office party, once more drunk, and decided that he was sober enough to play. Once more, I heard him saying that he just kept drinking because people were handing him drinks. So I had a very bad feeling as to how things were going to go. Still, I thought I could manage it and would just take things slow and make sure that they are positive about what actions they are doing. Spoiler, it doesn't work. This, my friends, leads to one of the strangest, and yet I should have expected, experiences that I have seen play out. As Cleric, Bloodhunter, and Spouse are interrogating the thugs, the Dwarven thug hints towards a door in the room. What I had in mind was the thugs using it as a distraction to get away, since the party had stumbled in on them barricading a door to stop a gray slime from escaping. As the cleric went to open the door and released the gray slime, I had the party roll for initiative. Wolverine rolled the highest. And this isn't even the cool kind of slime either. Like, I'm the one who homebrewed an entire slime girl playable We'll just shelve that for now, I'll tell y'all later. Okay. Wolverine cleared his throat. I draw my dagger and run into the room and attack the guy. You attack the guy? I asked him, puzzled. Yeah, I attack him. Wolverine's smile could be heard on the other side of his mic. Which one? I asked, trying to get him to declare a target to attack. That one, he stammered and pinged the thug with the tattoo on his head. Are you sure? Yeah, that one, Wolverine confirmed and pinged them again. That one! Druid chimed in and pinged the same thing. Okay, roll. Crit! Ha! Wolverine cheers and claps his hands in glee, then continues to roll for his multiple attacks and declaring his sneak attack and flanking bonus for having allies near and surrounding the thug. Then I run back out of the room. I take a deep breath and sigh. Okay, you draw your dagger and rush down the hallway, pushing past your companions standing in the way. The eyes of the thug widen as he sees you coming towards him, his hands raised, still unarmed. What? Wolverine stuttered a bit. No! No! The thug shouts as you stab him repeatedly. I continue to describe the scene. The dwarf next to the man takes several steps back in shock as he sees you shiv his friend to death. You turn, and just as quickly as you entered, you push your way out, leaving the man's body bleeding out on the floor. What the? Why did you do that? Cleric asked, his turn coming soon. Because he tricked you, Wolverine replied, confidently. Bloodhunter quickly shuts the door before the gray slime could escape the other room and spends his action holding the door shut as Cleric takes his turn to restore the thug back to life. The dwarf, the fight taken out of him, steps away and keeps his hands up as the rest of the party filters into the room. Why did you do that? Cleric asks Wolverine. He didn't do anything. Wolverine stammers. Bull, he tricked you into opening that door. It was a trap. No, he didn't, Spouse replied, indicating the dwarf. It was his mate over there.
I clearly said I was attacking the one that tricked him,
Wolverine spat out. I could hear him shaking in rage, even over the mic. Ooh, let me try that. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we even pointed that one out, Druid commented. We wouldn't have attacked if he hadn't tried to trick us.
But how did you know? I asked.
Because you said so, and I pointed them out, Druid replied. I heard it.
But your characters were not in the room. You were down the hallway in another room, with no clear sight of them. I replied calmly and prepared to continue. We can
Fine, Wolverine huffed. Let's just move on.
The rest of the session continued, but afterwards I was met with more messages from Druid and Wolverine stating that it was unfair of me and that they had both indicated the dwarf as the target. I went back and checked the recording of the game, and sure enough, both of them indicated the other thug, not the dwarf, as the target. This continued for a while till I ended it by saying it was all done and sorted out, so there is no need to argue the point anymore. The party continued on with the adventure, succeeding in rescuing the kidnapping victim and getting rewarded with Troll Skull Manor and a book written by Volo about the city. Thinking that it would be a nice touch, I created handouts for each player that contained a link to a free copy of the guide for the players to read. And just to be sure, I let the players know that they can find things out about the city from it. This was a mistake. Sadly, a mistake that we will have to find out next time because tail end. That is where Chapter 3 ends us. Ooh, these cliffhangers, they're keeping us all right on the edge of our seats. And really, if you saw Episode 2, I don't have that much new to add. Don't play D&D when you're wasted, especially if you're coming in halfway through a session. Are you kidding me? Also, maybe have an ounce of self-control and don't get wasted in the first place, especially if you know that you have something to do later. Also, it is a good thing that the DM recorded the sessions, because I can guarantee you that Wolverine, and probably Druid too, would have tried to gaslight him about what happened. They'd already shown that particular style of handling things, and it's not good, but they definitely would have done it again. And this one may seem kind of mild. I built it up so much, and it's not that bad. Oh, just you wait. Oh, you sweet summer child. Oh, you poor little tiny fox kits. The worst is yet to come. Stay tuned for next week when things get really bad and potentially dangerous. I'll see you there. And that will do it for Foxy today. Right, y'all are expecting a song. Roll, roll, roll your dice gently on the table. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a critical fail. That's all I got for you. Anyway, don't forget to like the video if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so, ring the bell notification icon if you would like to be notified every time I upload a new video, provided YouTube does its job. Leave me your comments down in the comments section below. And as always, don't forget that the FoxyBard official Discord server is open to any of my viewers. Link for that is down in the video description. Now, time to thank my patrons. The names you see on screen right now are my patrons over on patreon.com/FoxyBard. If you would like to join this illustrious list of members, you can scroll right on over. Navigate, whatever. Click with your mouse buttons on the website things and go to patreon.com/FoxyBard. So thank you so much. Critical Kunik, Jowser, Lord First, Fractal Dawn, Malkavian Milkballs, Stephen Reyes, Sylvia, Cintaria, Tegan Longtail, Thunder Leopard, Zero Fang 881, and Zorolo. You guys help me keep doing this, and it means so much to me to have your support. If you would like to join them, don't forget, patreon.com/FoxyBard, because I gotta say it 3 times. That's what all the things that tell you about how to market things say to do. But my own terrifying descent into a capitalist hellscape aside, let's go ahead and douse the fire and get back to our own adventures.